What were like the best and the worst experience that you had in China?
I guess I get the best of both worlds. I didn't study in a university here, so
You're losing your culture, you're losing your background.
They don't want to sit next to you.
So what would you say has been the best part of living in China and the worst part?
here is very safe. I think no matter where you go, even Japan is also very safe, but China, you can just go around and then you buy everything you want. You carry your mobile phone 2 a.m. in the street. Nobody will care. Nobody will take, right? I think this is the most important thing. And also everything happens very easy and very fast, and is like anything we want, just internet and then we can get, right? I think this is convenient. The cons is just because we are very far from Brazil and it's hard for me to visit my family. I think maybe 90% good, 10% bad.
Moving to China, I guess I get the best of both worlds in terms of like with the pay, the packages. I'm treated like an expat, but I also don't have to worry about, those other things. But I think that the Chinese culture here is much more closed. I didn't study in a university here, so all of my friends are mostly expats. Whereas in Hong Kong, I still was exposed to some Chinese because of the university that I went to. So they took me to like the local yum cha, dai bai tong, the local restaurants.
Yeah.
So I got a snippet of that. But yeah, where do I fit in? What is my identity? That's something I'm still...
What are the pros and cons of choosing one side against the other?
I think it really depends who you're around, because for me, like, if you are someone who is Asian American, but your entire Asian family has immigrated to like the West or America or anything, then you have at least a support system. But you have people who are saying like, oh, but you're losing your culture, you're losing your background. But then you could also have people who are saying you're assimilating easily into the culture that you have been raised in. For me, only my parents from their families went to America. So for them, I'm like a bit of an outsider. Not that they don't like me, but I'm not involved or the personal relationships. I'm just like the outsider who kind of comes in every once in a while, says hi, and then just pieces out. But there are definitely pros and cons, but I really think it depends on how you really perceive them, because I think there are a lot of pros that can be seen as cons in other people's eyes, and there's a lot of cons that can be seen as pros in different people's eyes, and it's really all a matter of perspective rather than definite pros.
¿Qué ha sido lo mejor y lo peor de viajar en un RV por toda China?
Lo mejor, mira, la gente cuando se da cuenta que eres un extranjero haciendo esto, que no somos muchos haciendo esto, conozco otro más, son tan calurosos, son tan amables, siempre quieren ayudarte, te traen comida. La interacción con la gente es súper especial y es una comunidad, porque la cantidad de gente que hace este tipo de estilo de vida en China, chinos, ni te imaginas, son millones de personas que te encuentras por cualquier sitio. Y es una área bien bonita porque generalmente son gente que ya está retirada. Entonces se compran un RV o incluso en su coche ponen una carpa y se dedican a conocer su país. Se van a conocer el país que ayudaron a construir con su trabajo, con sus impuestos, con sus colegios. Pero porque estaban trabajando día y noche no podían conocerlo. Entonces se retiran y se van a conocer su país. Es una gente supremamente especial. Y lo peor, pues hemos tenido inconvenientes con el RV. Por ejemplo, en este momento estamos esperando una parte de la pipe. Un tubo de gas, una tubería del gas que utilizamos para cocinar o para calefacción también se rompió, y conseguir esas partes en un importada es un poco más complejo.
What were like the best and the worst experience that you had in China as a black person?
In China, sometimes the racism is a little bit passive-aggressive. I think some of my worst experiences have just been people outrightly being rude to me just because I'm black. Say you're walking past, they cover their nose. Say you're in the subway, they don't want to sit next to you. It has been all these little things, but when I talk to my other friends, my other black African friends, we all talk about this all the time, and we laugh about it sometimes too, because it's not our home. We would leave here at some point. And then for the good side, some younger generations, they genuinely want to be friends. One of my best friends in recent times, she's Chinese.